with your uncle?
It's not good.
Really, that's so surprising.
I think it's like constantly kind of this. It's weird. It's been this underlying kind of boiling thing for a long time. I think it's obviously a very tense relationship. Very mistrusting. I mean, we don't trust each other at all. I think it's just purely out of necessity that we're around each other. So I think this season, you get a much better look at who Peter is and what he's becoming, his true colors.
Were you guys listening? Were you listening? Mm-hmm. Okay, good, cool. Thank you. And but somebody who hasn't asked a question yet. Thank you. I'm sorry. Stay right there. I'll lean over you. Sorry.
My question?
Don't touch the mic. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
My question is, Styles got his, he became a true alpha from his heart.
No, Scott, it's okay. It's okay. I know. Give her a break. She's nervous. Okay, she's nervous. Go.
He's looking at me.
Could you look that way, sir? Thank you.
He became an alpha from his heart. Do you think that Derek ever felt a little jealous or envious of that fact?
No. I think in season 1 he would have. I think at the point that it happens, I think it's almost kind of a very. I think in the same way that like a coach is happy when a player moves on and does something incredible and is admired for what he can do and it becomes something greater than what he maybe ever thought he could be. I think it's probably the same thing with Derek. I think it's very much like a brotherly thing and kind of weird way like a fatherly thing, but just as someone who's been a mentor to see somebody elevate to that status. I think it's almost like a point of pride and like having the sense that I have something to do with that. And I think that's kind of their relationship now, which is I think Derek's really accepted that he's not meant to be an alpha. I think that's not his role, but he's very, very much aware of the fact that his part in all this now is to make Scott as great as he could be. And that's kind of where they rely on each other. Derek can't be that leader. He can be the guy who takes the beating, and he can be the guy who makes the sacrifice, but he can't be that leader.
He's the muscle.
That's not. Yeah, he's the guy that comes in and contributes where he can, and he's realizing what his role is, and that's very much to make Scott as good as he can be, because Scott won't be the alpha that he could be without Derek's guidance. So that's really kind of where I think Derek's finding.
Which totally gels with what Posey said. He said the reason he has these people around him, here, this is for you. It's unopened. I have not drank from it. Yes. You really... Oh, give me this. Hold on. Give me the bottle. She wants to come up on stage and see you. Go ahead. She probably licked it. Go ahead. Yes, exactly. Here, now, do you want this one? Yeah, look, he lit. He's like, ew. No, it's good. They're both good. She's mostly trustworthy. Somebody asked a good question yesterday that sort of relates to what he's saying. So if it was you, stop me and ask him yourself. But somebody yesterday asked of Cinqua and in that panel, what do you, Hecklin, feel like you have in your personal life that you bring to Derek in the show? Because you just made a sports analogy. So that's what reminded me of that question. But what do you bring to this, to Derek?
I think Derek is so opposite of me.
That's really interesting, isn't it? Isn't that interesting to know?
I think the thing that I've always related to the most with Derek, I can't even say the thing that I've related to the most, but I think the thing that I admire the most about Derek, that I guess maybe I try to emulate, is his development over the last few seasons of really growing and learning lessons from his mistakes, because he's had so many of them. I think it's been like a really kind of cool trait about him. I think it's been something that I've looked at and been like, this is, something that is obviously something I'm admiring in his character, and I'm very happy about where the character is going with it. So I try to relate that a little bit to maybe some lessons that I've learned and some trials and errors.
So quality and the character of the dude. Interesting. And we had another question. Do we have a microphone? So does anybody have a microphone right now? No? Okay, yes, go. Ready? Hi, what's your name first?
My name's Chris.
Put the mic closer, see, that's why I hold the mic.
Okay, my name's Chris. And if you could play a villain, what would be your...
Wait a minute. He is a villain as far as I'm concerned. Okay. But anyway, go ahead. Yes, exactly. Sorry, go ahead.
What would be your favorite villainous role?
My favorite villain to play? Oh, Jeez. Oh God.
Would you play a villain?
Tough one. I would love to play a villain. Villains are fun. You do the bad guy.
I totally agree.
Makes it okay to be the bad guy. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, I have favorite movies and villains that that I've seen. I guess like, if I was like to redo it, maybe that kind of thing. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I respect like them enough that I don't know if I would want to like.
Oh come on! They've made Spider-Man like 18 times.
Yes.
Something. Just make something.
Okay.
Not that you do, but you would do it in your own way. What would you do?
Exactly. I'd like to play a villain in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Maybe he'd have tentacles.
Yeah. Only I'm not English, so I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I'll keep my fingers crossed. Daniel Sharman will probably do it, actually.
Okay. Oh, you'd kick his butt. I think you totally. Okay, and we have another question. Right? Does anybody else have a microphone? Okay, you have somebody with a microphone. Okay, but hold it close. That's why I'll open. Okay,
Hi.
good.
Hi, I'm Ari. I was wondering, what's the most memorable gift a fan has ever given you?
Did you get any skateboards, by the way? Because Posey gets skateboards.
That's his thing.
Where's my skateboard? What have you gotten?
I'm trying to think. I got something really cool the other day. Was like someone wrote me like a message and like a letter on a baseball, which was really cool.
Oh.
That was like a really cool thing. There was actually something I don't even know how to describe it, but it was like a really cool like. I'm not gonna use the right word at all. It's almost like needlepoint kind of thing. I don't know, it's like this parchment thing. It's really cool. Like it looks like really old and ancient, but it's like it's done in this really cool like archaic like style, and it says like House of Hail, and it has like a wolf. That was really cool. That was a really cool thing. I'm gonna try to like, get that framed and put it in my office one of these days. But,
if you could do a picture,
all the gifts are always
I'm just
cool.
saying, but would we like to see a picture?
I know.
Maybe
Somebody asked me one time.
Do we want to see a picture? Picture, yes.
Somebody asked me one time on Twitter. It's like one of the only times I do like the the live tweeting. And no offense to the live tweeting, I always like you guys to watch the show. So I try to do it like on the commercial breaks if I can. And I did it one time, and somebody asked if I still have this coffee cup that they'd given me at a thing, and I actually took a photo because it was right next to my coffee maker. And I so yeah. So no, I always appreciate the gifts. So thank you guys very much for doing that.
Thank you. They're awesome gifts. Okay. And there was another question. You have to stand. Hold the microphone. Go. Yes.
Hi, I have to kind of explain why I'm asking this. I'm Nicole. I had an abnormal psychology seminar this past semester, and it was focused on the media and how mental illness is portrayed. And I did a project on Teen Wolf, and I may or may not have praised Derek Hill a lot.
You may or may not have what?
Praised. Yeah, see, Mike.
Praised the hail out of Derek Hill.
Oh, thank you.
But the thing about the media is they make the villains these people with horrible backstories, like what happened to Derek. And so my question is, why do you think he didn't turn bad?
Why did he not go like down the wrong path?
Yeah, because he's this good, loyal person, and he's just does everything for everyone else. Like he almost killed himself with Blake Cora. So
I think that has a lot to do with Scott. I would say were it not for meeting Scott and Styles and having those influences and those relationships in his life, I think he very easily could have been swayed in the other direction. He definitely, obviously, we're all kind of a result of cause and effect and things that happen in our lives, and then you make choices based off that. And I think for Derek it would have been really easy. Had Scott and Styles not been there, and Peter had come back and been like, hey, like let's reestablish like this strong, powerful family and get rid of the Argents. I think he probably would have had a good chance of, we're halfway there. But I think it would have been really easy for him to be swayed in that direction. So I think Scott, him coming in and seeing Scott be a true example of, looking out for other people and caring about other people, I think really reminded him of that sense of, right and wrong. Because I think he was kind of off the fence for a long time.
The possibility of not necessarily becoming that awful werewolf thing. Okay, that's a good question. Okay, thank you. Stand. Quick.
Hi, I'm Victoria.
Do not bite her.
Best name ever. My question is about stunts. So all the stunts that you've done throughout the seasons, what was one that you did like first off the bat and you're like, oh my god, that was amazing, so badass, and then another one where you totally wiped out?
Okay, first, and I do want to say real quick, I want to thank him again in front of all you guys. Thanks for letting me do those stunts with you. Seriously, because he totally didn't have to let me do that whole fighting thing, even though I did it in the heels.
Like, do you want us to kick her out? Like, no.
He totally let
Well,
me. He trusted me. It was awesome. So thanks, dude.
That was fun.
It was. He was a good sport. But okay, it was a good fight. All right. So
I would
what's your
say-
favorite? What's gone off best and what's gone off worst?
You want to hear the worst one first? Or the best
Yes,
one?
worst.
Worst first?
Worst.
Okay. Worst one? Actually, the worst one, I gotta throw Dylan under the bus.
Yes.
It's the scene in, I think it was 3A, when Derek's like passed out in the elevator towards the end of the season, like the Rock has left him there to die or whatever. He's sitting there trying to slap me awake, and it was, we had been doing the scene like all night, and we were just, it was getting so late, it was a really long day, and it's towards the end of the season, so things are always really chaotic and crazy, and he was going, and we started the scene, and he went to swing down and just got a little too close to my face and got me right on the nose. And he immediately he hit and immediately went into a hug. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. My eyes are just watering. I'm okay. It's fine. I hear from outside the elevator, like, okay, can we just reset and just and go again? I was like, we can maybe stop for 1 second to get a tissue because I'm pretty sure I'm bleeding. And then we can keep going. But let me just wipe the blood off first.
And truly, they're all like that too. They're like, fine. They suck it up and they keep going. It's amazing. These guys
Show
are
goes
troopers.
on.
They're
I did
troopers.
that. I ripped a toenail off one time.
It's like Cinqua's buttons. That's gross.
That was a good one. Actually, the worst one. Hang on. Okay, so I have a couple just
Microphone.
color spots right here, like little scars. This is so stupid and embarrassing. We were doing a scene where, do you remember when, I believe it was Cora and Boyd are running through the woods when they get let out of the vault, and they come across the two girls in the tent out in the woods, so we try to go and corral them and get them away from there. And there's a scene where we run off and Scott stays back and is like, stay here, everything's gonna be fine. And I didn't realize, and I asked the stunt coordinator, we were running past this tree, and I was like, hey, so we're not just all just kind of running off. I was like, do you want me to split, there's this tree that's like a V shape. Like, do you want me to split the tree? And he's like, yeah, that's cool. He's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to just round it kind of thing. And so I showed him what I was going to do. And he's like, yeah, do that because it looks better than all you just kind of jogging off into the woods. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we go to do it, and for whatever reason, when we did it the second time, I gripped the tree completely differently, and so my hand slid off, and I flung myself around it, and I had not noted that there was a massive boulder behind it. So I flung into it and went straight into it my forearm. And I cut up my whole arm. I think Adelaide was there and someone else was there, and they were like, "Are you okay?" Shh, they're still going. It's fine. So we waited till they cut, and I immediately went over to our makeup person, and I was like, "Do you have tissue?" And they were like, "Is that real or is that makeup?" I was like, "It's makeup. Just give me a tissue. Just give me a tissue." I was like, "Just don't say anything to anybody. It's fine. It's already embarrassing enough. Just let it go." And then I went and asked the camera guy right after that. I was like, "Oh man, this really stinks." And I went to the camera guy and I was like, "Hey, so you guys are following us out, right? When we leave?" He's like, "Oh no, but as soon as you guys take your first step, you're out of the camera. We don't see you."
So you didn't even have to. You didn't even have to. That's awesome.
So there was literally not even a camera on us when I did that. It was just for fun.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
So it's one of those stupid decisions you make. But my favorite one was when we did the fight with the Kenema at the end of season 2. That whole fight I got to do in the finale, which was awesome. So jumping off the thing and down onto his back, and then when he throws me up to the door and do the backflip over him, that was probably my favorite. That was fun. I go watch the back and I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, cool. Yeah, sweet. We can keep doing this. That was my favorite stunt, I think. That was fun.
Okay, we got a microphone right there. Okay, go.